The top story this afternoon is this year's hurricane forecast. This morning, officials from NOAA, they said that it's going to be an above-average season, and it comes on the heels of big changes being proposed to how FEMA responds to disasters. We do have team coverage for you this afternoon. Our Winston Reed is looking at those potential federal cuts and what they could mean, but we're going to start with meteorologist Peyton Malone. Peyton's live in Gretna with what's expected once hurricane season gets going in 10 days.
Yeah, Brandon, this is the first time we're hearing of NOAA's outlook for the upcoming hurricane season, and the numbers are above average here. Let's go ahead and take a full screen here so you can see what those numbers are. They're calling for between 13 and 19 hurricanes, 6 to 10, named storms, 6 to 10 hurricanes, and 3 to 5 major hurricanes. You can see on the other side of your screen how those compare with the average. They are above that. And I also threw Colorado State on there as well to show how it's compared to some of our other expert forecasts. And you can see they are both all calling for an above average season. They have several reasons for this. They're saying the water temperatures are running above normal. We are in somewhat of a neutral state, meaning we don't have La Nina or El Nino. So without El Nino, there's a lack of wind shear out there in the Atlantic. And we also have an African monsoon that's expected to be a bit busier. Those are all things that go into these seasonal forecasts that we get every single year. I did speak to one of the lead forecasters at NOAA, Matt Rosencrans, and we talked about coming off last year's record-breaking outlook that they did put out. It was their most aggressive, and why this year is looking like it may not be as busy. Here's what he had to say.
It's not quite as warm as that record last year, but we are seeing much of the Gulf and much of the Caribbean 1 to 2 degrees above normal where it is compared. But the Central Atlantic is closer to normal, so that's why we're not quite as kind of gangbusters warm as we were last year, which was, as you said, was that really alarming signal for last year.
And every single year we give these outlooks and we all have the same message as meteorologists, as planners, and it's that these outlooks don't really tell you a whole lot of where storms are going to go, but the overall message is to get prepared. Now, coming up tonight at 5 o'clock, we're going to have more details on what you can expect for the upcoming hurricane season, some upgrades coming to a few models, and what you can expect as we do get you ready for June 1st. We also have Winston Reed that was here with us, keeping an eye on things. He actually talked to the director of the National Weather Service about what the future of NOAA looks like this year and in the future. Winston?
That's right, Peyton. As we are stepping towards the hurricane season, the Trump administration is posing some deep budget cuts for NOAA. The budget bill by Trump just recently passed in the House, and if passed in the Senate, NOAA's budget could be reduced by 25%. A representative from NOAA declined to answer any of our questions today about budget cuts or jobs potentially being lost. We know that the cuts may hit the agency's research programs the most. President Trump's proposal would end the Oceanic and Atmospheric Research as an office. Funding would also end for other programs like climate, weather, and ocean labs. However, the future may not be as bleak for the National Weather Service as they are working to make up for past staffing losses.
We had some of that staffing loss, and we're really, what I'm trying to do, the Hurricane Center is fully staffed, and I'm going to move resources where I need to make sure every single warning goes out. And I think the long-term plan is we're going to be able to recover from that. We're going to already got some tools in place to be able to replace some of the people that have left.
And recently I was able to also speak with leaders from the local National Weather Service office over in Slidell, and as of right now there have been no reported job cuts at the local office. We'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Winston, that is good news there on that front. We do appreciate it.